Hello everyone. A number of years ago I started making paper tapestries from my hand-painted paste papers. I'd like to show you a series of those because I'm about to have a show in November in upstate Connecticut. Most of the tapestries start out as drawings like this, and then I cut up my paste papers and weave them together. So I'll show you a number of those pieces now as I'm putting the show together. The first tapestry I'm going to show you is probably the largest one that's in the show, the largest of the new ones. This is the largest of the new tapestries. This one is based on an Ashanti gold weight, and it's woven with a coppery kind of paste paper and blue with solid pieces on the side of triangles of green and blue. The next one is one I call Radio City, and this one is made with the paste papers and a Japanese silver paper. Most of these first tapestries have been shrunk wrapped, so there's a little bit of reflection on them. I have to shrink wrap them while they're waiting to be framed to keep them, protected and clean. This is an older piece of one of my carpet tapestries, and it has tea chest paper in it. Antique tea chest paper mixed with my paste papers. This is one of the Buddhist Crosses. This is something that I've been exploring, probably the last few years. I've used these in a number of my larger pieces. This one is a nice sized square with a metallic golden red paper as the main feature. Here's another Ashanti piece that has a double spiral in it. This is using another Japanese paper as the reflective gold in here. Here are two little Ashanti pieces put together into one tapestry. This is a very nice small piece. I also have another one, which you'll see a little later, that's in a green version of this. This is a new sort of like a little carpet piece in which I've incorporated larger pieces that are not just strips of paper. This has some very fine weaving. These are very small, probably 3/16 of an inch wide strips of paper on the edge here and 1/4 inch in the warp. Here's the little green version of that double-combed Ashanti piece. Here's another Buddhist key in yellows and reds. And I've also used gold embroidery on top. That's the thin strips on top of the yellow that you see there. I call this one Hourglass. This is sort of about the passage of time where they're moving through space. This one I call the face of Mars, probably because it's orange. And this has some rather interesting borders on it as well. Here's another Ashanti piece about wind and river. I tend to think of these triangular elements, or the hump-shaped elements like this in the tapestries, as a symbol for the home or the hearth. Here's a little pink hourglass with colorful embroidery. And this one is kind of an Aztec frog. This was one of my first attempts to try to get weather into a box. This is like the first idea about having an Aurora Borealis, and I call this one Aurora Borealis. And this one is not shrink wrap, so it doesn't reflect quite the same way the others do. I call this one Vortex. This one is using the Japanese gold paper again as the main weaving part. Another attempt at getting weather into a box. Here's a slightly larger Buddha's key. You can see what the tapestry looks like here. And this is an Aurora Borealis with starlight. Another Buddha's key variation in blue and red. This is kind of an Ashanti comb. And the warp on this one is all of that Japanese gold paper. This was the first Vortex. It's done with a matte gold paper that I painted, as well as all of my paste papers. It has aluminum leaf gilding in it. And the last one here is one of my first Aurora Borealis pieces. This show in November is going to cost about $2,500 to mount. The framing is just quite expensive, as you've seen. There's a lot of pieces here. I would appreciate some help. If you could send me $2 to $5 through my PayPal account, that would be great. I'd also like to invite you to follow me on Instagram. My name there is Sage Ren, S-A-G-E-R-E-Y-N. And I also have a Facebook page, Sage Reynolds, where you can look at my photograph albums and see the jewelry, see tapestries. You'll see other work as well. You'll even see watercolors. And I've just opened a Patreon page on patreon.com for those of you who might want to support me more regularly. Anyway, I don't like asking for money, but the show is happening in November, and the time frame is really small, and the expenses are pretty large because I have to frame everything, print things, and I'm also buying a vitrine for some of the metalwork. So if you can, it would be nice to have $2 to $5, something like that, sent to my PayPal account, which is from my email. The email is colsage@earthlink.net, and I would thank you very much. Also, thank you very much for watching this, and I hope you enjoyed seeing the tapestries.